Hi everyone, welcome to Chatbox Chronicles. And this is the podcast where two friends get together and we discuss motherhood, parenthood, just the chaos and joys of life. So grab your comfies and your coffee if you like, whatever beverage is choice, and let's talk about it. Last week we did our first podcast, so that was a lot of fun. We'll dive more into that this time and discuss just a bunch of different things.
Awesome. Thank you for chiming in if you listened or watched our first podcast. It was really exciting. Some bumps in the road, but it was really fun and really exciting. I'm going to actually share a couple things that were said to us, which was really nice to hear.
So happy to have all the feedback that we've gotten so far.
Absolutely.
We just released the podcast on Tuesday, so like within 24 hours, just the amount of love that we received, it was so heartwarming and overwhelming.
That was absolutely so much support. So the first person was from Katie, and she said, I just wanted to share with y'all that I'm so proud and I really enjoyed y'all's first episode. So thank you, Katie, for listening and for your support. The other one was, hey, my name is Rachel. I subbed to you on YouTube. Your first podcast was awesome. So thank you, Rachel. Just listened to the first episode and it was so good. I'm so proud of you. And that is from our friend Jana. So thank you for your encouragement, Jana. Yes, we are mothers.
Flop him around.
Pause. So, with that being said, we had a lot of encouragement and people were really proud of us for our first episode that we had uploaded. So,
and I'm proud of us too.
I am too. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we want to give an extra shout out to Jessica and Dora for being our first Inner Circle subscribers on our Patreon.
Woo-hoo.
So
yes, gosh, y'all made touch my little heart, made me have a little tear. I don't know. It was nice. It was cute, launching it and then immediately getting two supporters that were great friends. Love y'all.
Absolutely love you.
We kind of wanted to go a little bit more into why we chose Chatbox Chronicles and then a little bit about our journey so far. Lelah, do you want to go into why we chose that name?
Absolutely. So, why we came up with the name Chatbox Chronicles for our podcast and how we decided on our format and our brand as well. Pause.
Also, we are mamas, and this little nugget is trying to eat his bottle.
That's some Patreon exclusive content.
All right, here we go.
If you want to see the babies.
Mm-hmm.
Chatbox Chronicles, how we decided on our format and our brand. So when we were brainstorming names, we wanted something that conveyed the idea of conversation and storytelling. Mm-hmm. So that led us to the name Chatbox Chronicles. The term chatbox hints at dialogue and interaction, and Chronicles suggests a series of engaging stories and events. For our format, we focused on creating a mix of interviews, discussions, and storytelling segments to keep our content diverse and engaging as well. We also decided to do a weekly release schedule with episodes averaging around 30 to 45 minutes to keep things concise, but also interesting for our listeners.
Yeah, and if you like something longer, you can definitely subscribe to Patreon, and that's where we'll upload full, raw, unedited videos, and you can see all of the things, even mom life and technical stuff. It's pretty fun.
And there's lots of those.
Yeah.
There's lots of those.
Something you can laugh along with, for sure.
Definitely fun and interesting. Now, in terms of our branding, we worked on developing a visual identity that reflects the tone and content of our podcast. So that included having a unique logo and color scheme. We really wanted to have warm and relaxing tones. In our logo, we have, a coffee mug with a stack of books underneath it. And then the tones, we just wanted those to be, like I said, warm and really welcoming for our listeners whenever they see those. So.
Yeah. Kind of put you in the mindset of grabbing your coffee and your blanket and just getting with us and listening. If you're working or cleaning the house or whatever you need to do, you can just listen to us and hopefully you'll laugh along and maybe learn something along the way too.
Absolutely.
We also were talking about trying to fill a niche and what niche we wanted, because obviously there's lots of podcasts out there, and if we're going to put our one foot in front of the other, what were we going for? And we kind of just thought about just being friends that talked about motherhood and parenthood and life, and also wrapping in the community. We're going to do interviews with people around the river region. Hopefully we can do more, and we can also like have people call in once we get things really going. But we just feel like this would be the perfect hangout spot for everyone who's on this wonderful journey called life. And anyone that can relate to the joys and chaos of life. We are like, welcome.
Absolutely, that's us.
Yes. And also, so like, we were like, okay, we need to have equipment, obviously, for a podcast. Like, 101 is you need something that's going to record, and you need something. We have microphones, and we had them the first time. However, we didn't know what recording software we were going to use, and I was just like a little up in the air, and like things have free trials, so you didn't want to like start it before you're really ready for it. That's kind of how I decided to go about it. So like the day of, we downloaded Riverside, which is the app, and you can kind of see that if you watch YouTube, like the Riverside logo. That's the software we use to record. And it was kind of like a challenge, like because I'm used to editing videos, like on the video. Riverside, you edit in the transcript, and I can go into more details for that for our Patreon users if that's something that interests you. But yeah, it was definitely like our microphones were hooked up to the camera. We ended up using a laptop, like, and we also had another phone, like, for another angle. Like, we had all of the things, but we didn't really know how it was gonna come together. And so, like, anyway, we're just putting one foot in front of the other, and we are just definitely gonna see how this all keeps coming through and learning the ropes of audio editing and producing and all of this fun stuff that comes along with podcasting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we go into our next segment, I did want to just throw in some little fun statistics, I guess, for our first introduction episode. Of course, like, most of the people who are watching were from the United States, but we did get one listener in from Indonesia, and one listener in from the UK as well. Most
Cheerio.
Cheerio. Top of the morning to you.
We love British.
Fun facts, total side note, in my bathroom upstairs, I have the Queen Elizabeth cardboard cutout.
Oh, nice.
In the corners, like when you get out of the shower,
Mm-hmm.
you see her, and hey, it's just like a little fun.
And then fun fact for me is I just start talking British.
Me too.
I know.
It's a problem. Or is it a problem?
I don't know. I think it's cool.
So the most people listened on Spotify. That was the top listening, and also Apple Podcasts as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really, really fun.
Yeah.
So I wanted to also go through like some cities, because it wasn't all local who were chiming in. So that's awesome. Of course, we had 9 cities in Alabama who chimed in, but we also had someone from Louisiana, Nashville, Tennessee, Orlando, Florida, Decatur, Georgia, and even New Jersey.
Ooh.
So yeah, and Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, I was like, there was even someone from LA.
Yeah, someone from LA. So that was pretty awesome. I just wanted to share that with you guys, because it's really cool to just see people jumping in from all over the place, you know, listening and subscribing and coming on this journey with us.
Yeah.
So
that is pretty cool. And we also had, I think it was like 50-something listeners already on YouTube. And again, it's only been like 24 hours. So like that's really awesome, and excited to see how this grows.
Absolutely. And if you watched on YouTube and you loved that, as opposed to just listening to a podcast, we're going to go into the next part, which is some Patreon perks and sneak peek. And if you subscribe on there, it'll be like YouTube, but even more, because you'll get to see
exclusive behind the scenes details.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have polls. You'll get to see our interview schedule, like actually who's coming up next, because we are getting a couple of those in the line. There'll be interactive polls and like some QAs, and if you have anything for us, we'll definitely, if you're a Patreon subscriber, like, you have more say than just a comment, you know?
Yes.
Because, like, yeah, definitely, it's not free hosting and, like, getting everything up here. And so any support helps, and we're very appreciative of that. But obviously, like, once we get answers from polls and stuff, we will include our Instagram and Facebook followers and like post it on there, and we still value everyone's input, obviously, but
right.
Yeah, if you're a Patreon subscriber, there's just a little bit of perks for it.
Yeah, so a little bit more. So if you're going to be a valued subscriber on Patreon with us, we'll be offering you early access to interview questions and exciting guest reveals before anyone else.
Ooh, is that exciting, Ben?
This means you'll get a sneak peek behind the scenes and have the opportunity to engage with our content in a whole new way.
All right. Now, for the road ahead, we are going to start interviews next month, so we're really excited about that. And like I said, we've already got a couple in the works, and we definitely have a lot of ideas and people that we're excited to reach out to and see about getting all this started. We are also excited about the diverse perspectives that our guests are going to bring to the show. We definitely obviously have like our own unique perspectives that we can throw in, but it's going to be so much fun like interviewing and getting even more insight, and hopefully listeners will be able to learn. And
Yes.
They'll definitely be very conversational types of interviews and kind of in-depth, and we'll definitely come with some good questions, and we'll definitely be able to tease y'all before we have them. So if you have any questions, then we'll definitely be able to include those as well.
So we are going to just kind of briefly mention like the types of guests that we have lined up. So far we'll have the types of guests will be small businesses, creators, and even some motherhood journeys. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. So we will tell you our next up interview is coming from a local up and rising artist here local who's filming a movie for all audiences. So that'll be really fun to get him in here and interview him about the upcoming film that you can also eventually watch and be involved in too, and get to see all the localities of it as well.
And don't forget to follow us on all of our socials like Instagram and Facebook. Those are obviously the free places, and subscribe on YouTube. That would be awesome. And then if you want, there's also the Patreon, and we're getting a website together so that like just in case you always have to have like your one
access
hub, that has it all there. So if anything, you can at least access the website that can get you everywhere else that you need to go.
Yes.
For our next episode, do you want to talk about next week a little bit? It's going to be very candid, very exciting.
And there's that British accent. Just pulled it out of nowhere.
But yeah, so next week we're going to kind of sprinkle in a little bit of Bridgerton. So I have never watched Bridgerton actually. I'm actually excited. I've heard that it's a little bit of Gossip Girl. And I saw this one reel where this guy was comparing it to country people because they have accents.
Yes, I did see that.
That whole thing, it was so funny. So I'm like really excited to get to dive into this Bridgerton. So I'm going to binge it all, and then I will join you all. We're going to finish it, and then we are going to film us. We're going to get all super cute, and we're going to go around downtown Prattville. We're going to meet at a coffee shop, and we're going to interview you guys, whoever is there. And so it's going to be fun. Just think our finest attire, gloves and waistcoats and tiaras.
Dearest reader, and that is you. So dearest listener, we're going to be diving into the Bridgerton fanatics, because it is something that is happening right now that mostly us women love to watch and get involved in. So we thought it would be a fun little segment to kind of jump into where, you guys may not be here with us physically, but we're watching the same thing, and let's talk about it. So it's going to be really fun, a cute little fun segment. So if you want to get all of the behind the scenes funness for that, then go ahead and subscribe to our Patreon so that you can get to see all the fun stuff that we're going to do with that behind the scenes.
Yeah, so practice your best curtsy and get ready for next week. And let us know if you have anything, especially me, someone that's never seen it, if you have anything that you want me to look out for, or if there's something you want us to discuss, or if you have questions that you want us to ask people on the streets next week.
That'd be very helpful.
Yes. Alrighty. Now,
so with all of that being said, we are excited to share our podcast with you and engage with our listeners through social media, listener feedback, and community building. So thank you for joining us on this journey, and we can't wait to connect with you through Chatbox Chronicles.
Choo-choo. Alrighty. Thanks guys for listening. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.